Hi, I'm John Atack,
I'm Sam Atack.
and today we're going to criticise one of the people we love,
Yeah.
JP Sears, who has brought ultra spirituality to us all. Now, JP Sears, his style may be a little harsh for some people, so we don't recommend it to you if you're involved in.
If you're a vegan, for example.
Well, if you're a vegan or if you're involved in any kind of intense belief system that means you have no sense of humour.
Yeah, or you're scared of bacon.
Or, yeah, if bacon frightens you, that could be the thing. But, of course, if you want to learn how to make a pizza using only cucumber, he's your go-to guy. Now, we find his comedy routines very funny. But he also gives advice, which we don't find as funny. So, for example, he did a little talk on depression in which he suggests pretty much you've got to snap out of it.
Just snap out of it.
Now, we would like to point you towards Bob Newhart's pioneering work in this dimension with a video you can find on YouTube called Stop It. The point is that JP Sears doesn't seem to have understood the difference between what is called reactive depression and what is called endogenous depression. Now, reactive depression means being unhappy, and unfortunately we love to grab medical words and apply them. So people think that schizophrenia means multiple personality. It doesn't. People think that paranoia is a normal behaviour. It isn't. No. And when they feel sad, people talk about, which by the way is a term for seasonally affective disorder. No, when they feel sad or unhappy, they'll say, I was depressed. Well, they probably weren't. And JP Sears is addressing what's called reactive depression, which is something horrible happens and you're upset.
Yeah.
And snapping out of it's not the solution in that case either. You need to work your way through it, and we're not going to give you advice about that here. You can find that somewhere else probably. Certainly don't need to dwell on it, which I think is maybe what he's saying. Endogenous depression is when nothing bad has happened and you feel awful. And being cheerful and optimistic and always looking on the bright side of life, as Eric Idle of Monty Python put it, won't actually help you out of that. It's a serious condition which is affected by brain chemistry. So JP Sears, you're wrong.
And snap out of it.
Snap out of it, JP. Stop it.
Yeah. It's not helpful.
But that one was, we let that one go by. We saw that a month or two back and went, oh dear. But more recently, we've seen one where he talks about narcissism, which is an incredibly popular topic at the moment. And I'd like to say yet again that to be exhibitionist and a show-off, and I always mention Elton John and David Bowie at this point, and not Kanye West, that's part of performing. It's part of being an extrovert personality, and often such people are in fact very shy off stage. Jimi Hendrix, Elton John, I believe, was not very forthcoming conversationally, and yet he wore stack heels this high and
threw his leg
was
up on a piano.
Pinball wizard. Actually quite brilliant, though. I'm not, I'm sort of fair fan of David Bowie, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Don't really listen to very much Elton John. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But they could be called narcissistic, and it would be a proper use of the term. But they aren't malignant narcissists. They aren't hurting people because everything is about them and them being adulated and their grandiosity. There are a few people in the world who are. In fact, it's very popular, isn't it, narcissism? And people call other people narcissists. Well, it's actually a psychiatric term, the narcissistic personality disorder, that's crossed over, like paranoia and schizophrenia and depression. And you're not really qualified to diagnose it, JP. So he's talking about this thing now, about being in a relationship with a narcissist. And he's basically got the brilliant advice that this is because you are pathetic. Now, and you want to be involved with a narcissist.
You want to be abused.
Yeah. So it's your... And he then gets into patheticnessism, which is his technical term, where you think, well, maybe he's doing comedy again here, patheticnessism. But he actually seems to be being serious, that basically if somebody is abusive towards you, it's your own fault because you want them to be.
Mm.
Now, if we move this over and we talked about something like, well, let's say rape.
Yeah.
But there is an attitude that, she was wearing a short skirt, so she was asking for it. No, she wasn't. She was wearing a short skirt. That's what she was doing. She was definitely not asking to be sexually assaulted. It's called blame the victim.
Mm.
And in this case, we're going to blame the perpetrator.
Yes.
And that's you, JP.
Yeah.
So please go and watch his funny videos. But, this guy is not an expert on psychology. And bad boy.
Yeah.
Snap out of it. Stop it, JP. I'm John Ayton.
I'm Sammy Tuck.
And it's been lovely spending our time with you. Cheers, bye.